Proved anything but straightforward. Saturday's sprint race was a roller coaster event with several safety cars, drivers pushing to the limit and making costly mistakes. Ollie Goethe out early doors. But once again, Formula 3 showcasing just how tough it is to get to the front. But once he did, the experienced shoulders of Franco Colapinto saw him take the lead and never look back, while those behind him were finding the walls. Ido Cohen, Tommy Spith being one of them. But Colapinto ended up taking the win.
Well, we're all set then, once again. Hello everybody and welcome down under. It's the FIA Formula 3 Championship. It's the second round of the season. It's time for the feature race. Sunday morning greets us here in Melbourne Albert Park with blue skies as opposed to yesterday's dark and grey misery that was hanging around. Track temperature at 20.8 degrees, air temperature 13.1 as well. The track is dry alongside me in the commentary box, and a very early good morning to Synthil. It's midnight here in the UK, it's 1 AM over there in Central Europe, and we kick off yet another through the night with the Formula 3. Hello, Synth.
Yeah, hello. Well, it's race day and we're going to start off with Formula 3, but I think we're in for a very good race. We saw an incredible sprint yesterday, and we're going to have a longer, crazy race today with Formula 3.
Here's the grid as well. Gabriel Bortolello is on pole position as well after pole position taking it on Friday. Gregoire Saucy is in second. Gabriel Mini third. Makes it really hard to know which is which. It's turn number one. Fornaroli is fourth with Zach O'Sullivan fifth. Paul Aron goes into sixth position. Franco Colapinto is seventh with Dino Boganovic in eighth. Luke Browning ninth. Carl Collette rounds out the top 10. Oliver Goethe is 11th and Sebastian Montoya in 12th position. Further down on the grid as well, 13th position, that sees Christian Mansell. Johnny Edgar's 14th, Nicola Tusolo is 15th, Mario Boya is 16th, Caelan Frederick 17th, Taylor Barnard is 18th, Rafael Villagomez in 19th position, 20th for Nikita Bedrin, 21st Oliver Gray, Hugh Barter 22nd, then we get 23rd for Sophia Flörsch, 24th on the grid as well for Robert Ferrer. And then we get Hantiani 25th, Wisnicki is 26th, Tommy Smith 27th, Ida Cohen 28th, Alejandro Garcia is 29th, and Jose Maria Marti 30th after crashing in qualifying. A little bit of news to bring you is that the race winner from yesterday, Franco Colapinto, is not the race winner. All of the MP Motorsport cars were given post-race penalties as well for a unusual specification of the car. It's an incorrect setup problem as well. They've lost the race win. So yesterday's race win goes to Zach O'Sullivan, and Franco Colapinto disqualified. Montoya goes to second place as well, and it has changed the championship ever so slightly coming into today. But yeah, since all MPs losing their positions, and to happen 3 hours post-race, it was quite a shocker, really.
Yeah, very unfortunate as well, because I think Colapinto did such an incredible job, and I think it really was his fault that something went wrong with his car, which was not in the regulation. So yeah, that's very unfortunate for him. It was such a good race and fought so well for a win, but yeah, he's gonna have to try it again now. But this time from 7th, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to try and win this one. But yeah, well, just try. You never know. It's Formula 3.
Indeed, Formula 3 is the great unknown as they come through. Two to go before then. That's 30 seconds in total. The one light will go on as well when we get the 15-second signal. Josh says, hello, I'm trying to regain sanity after the most chaotic 4 hours I've had for a while. What was going on? Is he alright? Do you know since?
Yeah, well, he's been watching some Minecraft stream or something.
Oh, yes. I forgot, yeah, the Minecraft stream he was on about, yeah. Well, I've got that monitor back, by the way, so at least I have a timing screen for today, a lot better. Not like you lot do, because it's just disappeared off your screen now as well, unfortunately. But away we go then on the parade lap, and the pole sitter of Gabriel Bortolello, the championship leader, leads them down towards turn number 1. 4 DRS zones as well since yesterday provided close racing. We've got no pit stop again, but it's 23 laps today for the feature. Are you expecting similar levels of drama, or will it be a bit calmer today now that everyone knows the score?
Well, I hope it's going to be a little bit calmer with safety cars, because I think if there are going to be no safety car, we can see a lot of battling, a lot of racing, especially with the new DRS zone down towards turn 9 here from P3.
There has been many red flags, and also it was not looking really good before the last red flag was quite far to the lap time that was in the end. So luckily I could improve 7 tenths, which is a massive improvement on the last push. So that saved me, and yeah, it was pretty good to be in the top 3.
Yes, it was quite a difficult one. We had 2 red flags, so it was a bit difficult, but we managed to do P2. We did quite a good car with the team, with ART between FP and Quali. The car felt good. We can still improve it a little bit for the race, but yeah, I feel really confident, and we did the job, so yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, it was a very tough session overall, I think. 2 red flags, not easy to manage all this traffic, you know, when we don't have so much pushes. So yeah, at the end we finished in a good way. I managed to do my lap in the last push, that was very good. I had traffic in my first push of my second set of new tires. But yeah, at the end we knew that we had the pace, so it was more about putting the lap together, and yeah, the pace was there.
That's listening then in from the top 3 coming into this race as they come in then for the ready. Last day then we have to put up with this as well, with the constant changes that we've been having to our timetable. This is it then. You can see the track temperature on the screen, 17.5 now, air temperature 13.2. Minecraft Championship scuffed, it was chaos. Never laughed so much across 4 hours. I hope everyone in the Truck Series crash is okay. Oh no, there was a Truck Series crash?
Yeah, I saw it as well. It was a little bit of a T-bone it was, so that cost the red flag.
Richmond
Hope everyone is alright.
Yeah, same here. Richmond Raceway is quite a difficult track to race on, so fingers crossed everyone's okay there. I'm sure I'll get updates on the Grid Network when I check that as well. I've only been up for 30 minutes or so just sort of sleeping when you can and pushing through. It's through the night here on JB Motorsports, starting with FIA Formula 3. Then in a few hours' time, we'll have the Formula 2 feature. Then the big one, 5 a.m. on air with coverage of Formula 1. Lights out at 6 p.m. What's going to happen here in FIA Formula 3? The feature race down under. Gabriel Bortolello, Gregoire Saucy, 1-2 on the grid. The 2 championship protagonists together. Here we go then. Last car of Jose Maria Martin position. 2, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights in Australia. Lights out for the feature. Good start for Bortolello. Back, get away from Gregoire Saucy. And Gabriel Mini's going to pull alongside down towards turn number 1. He'll have the outside line, but that becomes the inside to turn 2. Can't do it. Saucy keeps second position. Mini to third. Do they all make it through cleanly? Yes. Jose Maria Marti's gained up 2 positions at the back as we head down towards turn number 3. Pulling to the outside. Oliver Goleth trying to make a move. And now Gabriel Mini still trying to swing around the outside of Gabriel Saucy. It's not going to work out though as they come out of 3 into 4. Up the inside goes Goleth trying to get ahead of the 24th. Christian Mansell. Mansell goes over the bump. That's designed to stop the supercars, and it's all a bit here and spare, Synth.
Yeah, well, we've seen before down in towards turn number 4 that you can bounce over that sausage curve on the exit. And here we can see the 2 teammates side by side going towards there. And now we get to, onto the straight towards turn 9, which we have seen yesterday was one of the best overtaking zones for Formula 3.
No DRS with only 2 laps, it doesn't going to matter. Roberto Ferrer trying to pass Oliver Gray down into the back straight as well. In we go then to turn 9, 10 and down towards turn number 11. One of the biggest braking zones on the circuit as well to try and have the attack for an overtake. And there's a few of them thinking about it, most notably Dino Beganovic trying to go through. Oh, big one there. And straight off the track, one of the Red Bull livery cars, yellow flags out. Surely this will be a safety car.
Yeah, number 14 there, another car in the gravel. On next to turn 11, we've got the yellow flag in sector 3.
It's gone green. We might just get away. No, yellow flag's back out. So there's a car probably stuck in the gravel down at 14. Trying to see who it is who's dropped down the timing screen. Haven't got information just yet, but we'll see if it deploys the safety car or not. It's still in sector 3, Synth.
Yeah. It was the number 14, I think, one of the Red Bull liveries, not too sure who it is. As we see some more battles in the back towards turn 1.
Jose Maria Marti getting involved as well with Sofia Flörsch. Montoya has dropped all the way down. So it was Sebastian Montoya who flew off the road. Here it is again, look. So Montoya's weaving, trying to come around the outside. He clips the side of Jose Maria Marti, and Montoya goes straight on down the escape road.
I got damage one. I'm on my right rear.
Oh, and Franco Colapinto's hit the wall. And there's debris in the middle of the track. Franco Colapinto has ripped apart part of the Tech Pro, and this will be a red flag then, because they need to repair the Tech Pro barrier. So instantly, this will be a safety car for sure, but it will also be a red flag because the Tech Pro barrier is damaged.
Yeah, that's a scary incident down in towards turn 5. We've seen a crash yesterday, before in Formula 2, I think it was during qualifying in the rain, but this is a little bit harsher. Safety car has been deployed now, unsurprisingly. And another car is off.
Yeah, Boyer's hit the wall, and there's somebody else. There's 2 cars down there at turn 11. They've been caught out by the late safety car call. So, they may as well stop the race at this point. There's cars littering the circuit.
Yeah, I think that was down towards turn 9. We saw before the turn, that was the best overtaking zone. But yeah, side by side, could end up in a crash, which is one of the most, I think that's the highest speed, where you go the highest speed. Around the circuit, so that could be quite a scary impact as well. And yeah, this is a very annoying spot to clear this up, so this could very much result into a red flag.
Safety car is out, as we knew it would be. Let's have a look. This is Dino Beganovic as well, coming into turn 3. There's contact there. So, is it Beganovic? No.
Puncture.
Yeah, already with a puncture for Colapinto. Beganovic, I think, is going to send him into the wall, though.
No, just his own fault. He had a puncture already.
He's took his Tech Pro out. How's he done that?
I'm not too sure. Is that... I mean, it was very... Maybe they don't have to deploy a safety car to repair that bit, because it looked like it wasn't really attached to it anyways. Here we can see what happened then towards the 9. Whoa!
Marie
Boya flying over the top.
And into the concrete wall as well. The front suspension completely failing as he hits the back of one of the cars. And he hits part of the wall and shoots off the track at turn 6. Wow. Sorry, turn 9 and 10. Wow. Huge accident there for Marie Boya.
That's a very scary crash. That I think he hit maybe like 1 or 2 even cars behind the back. So there could be more cars with damage or the rear suspension. But this was a very big crash. Let's hope he's alright. Is he out of the car already?
I can't see. I was looking at the background. I think he might be out of the car, but I haven't seen anything 100% sure just yet. Montoya is at 9-10. Now Montoya's down at 14. Colapinto's down at 6. And Boya's down at 9 and 10. So 3 cars off and out of the race in 3 separate parts of the track that need clearing up. Safety cars out again. And no sign of the red flag. Talk us through the race start, though, Synth.
Yeah, well, the start was very clean. It all happened in lap 2. Here we can see then good start from Bortoleto. It was Saucy who had a bit of issues with the start, but he managed to defend from Mini, who really tried to get past him everywhere he could, but couldn't manage. Here we can see many lockups in turn 1, but they all keep it on the track. I think no one even went through into the grass on the exit, so they really kept it very clean. Here we can see them. That's Boy, I think, as well, who later on would go on to crash pretty heavily. Here is on board with the campus of Marti. Gained 9 positions with the start. Very well done from him. Started, of course, from the back of the grid in 30th. Now in 21st.
So I'm just trying to see if there's anything on the social media, but on text message I've got no sign of a red flag. Marti actually had a quite decent start before he's involved in all the contact, up to 21st.
Yeah, there was some slight contact already before turn 1, but nothing too much to cause any problems. Here we can see Mansell bouncing over the curb next to turn 4. Yeah, this is turn 5. And here we can see Colapinto, the onboard as well. There was the contact, and that was the puncture. And then he should have backed out of it, but still tried to go as fast as possible through turn 5, and obviously couldn't with that puncture. So yeah, ripped off a bit of the barrier there, and barely avoided that barrier, everyone.
Ronnie hit me a puncture.
So yeah, there's the puncture. Now, who? So it's the back of the 9. So he's hit Nicola Tusolo, and Christian Mansell has Boyer and flown off into the wall. No red flag at the moment. They're going to try and cover this behind the safety car. Because of the tight schedule, I suppose, they can't afford stopping the race.
Yeah, yeah. So that barrier was not needed to. They did not need to repair that bit, luckily. But yeah, this still could take a bit of time, maybe. It's not a part where you can clear up the car that easily. It's a very tight part of the circuit down to turn 5.
And this, it's very tight as well, as you say. Look, there's no real exit point where they've gone off.
Yeah, it's down here.
Is there a tractor? Yeah, there is. Come out, this is the circuit. Very surprised they haven't stopped the race. They're going to keep it going. It's lap 4 of 23. We've completed 3 laps. I'm surprised they haven't stopped it. They're going to. I reckon they'd rather put it round behind the safety car, complete the race like that, than stop the race and delay the timetable in any way, shape, or form, because it's such a busy schedule today. We had the supercars race, I think, last night as well, or unless it's today on Grand Prix Sunday, in between the F1. I think it is. So there's still a lot to look forward to. But it's just such a packed schedule. I don't like that it's packed. Because in between, after the Formula 3, I think it's the Porsches, then it's Formula 2, then it's the supercars, then it's Formula 1.
Yeah. Well, it's not that busy normally
I'm
running out the tracks.
sorry, since I'm wrong, Josh has corrected me. It's Formula 3, then the supercars next, then it's Formula 2, then it's the Porsches, then it's Formula 1. They've swapped the Porsches and the supercars around. That was a few days ago, and they changed the TV schedule. So that's the reason then there's no red flag, because right after this, it's the supercars, and there's TV live for that in terms of the Australian Fox Broadcasting Company as well for this one. Yeah. So they're not going to stop the race.
This is Marty then, another replay of his start. But yeah, that barrier, I guess, that Colapinto knocked off wasn't that necessary, I guess. I'm not sure why it was there, because it's quite dangerous how that was able to get onto the track that easily. Yeah, that was so scary. It was so close.
Something about the contact on lap 1 I was hearing in my ear.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact in front of him, and himself was struggling as well. Did he make some contact? And just about not. He managed to avoid it very close there. But yeah, that barrier that got onto the track here was still side by side. He's really doing an incredible job here, Marty, and managed to get himself up to 21st.
Great start, and he did make contact though with 2 people in this one, so Jose Maria Marti needs to improve a lot after he hit the wall. He was champ leader, and then that went to Bortolello yesterday afternoon. So it's F3, Supercars, F2, F1. That's the running order here today. Porsche was yesterday. Thanks, Josh. Always nice having him around to confirm that, as we're just looking at Marty's opening lap once again, because there isn't much going on. Now, this is where he makes contact, I believe, with Montoya.
Let's go.
That's up into 21st position. Oh, there off the track goes Sophia Flörsch. So that's why she's down.
He's kept it clean so far.
Yeah. Where's the contact then? Is it down here? Surely not 3 wide into the last corner from Marty. Oh, up the inside. And that was getting ahead of Tommy Smith and Ida Cohen. And that is Kevin Frederick stops. Well, what's happening? He's come to a stop at turn 4. Safety car is in this lap. Brilliant work for the marshals that we can keep this race green and keep going.
I suppose his car just broke down because... Alright, well, we can see a replay of it here.
Smoke. Oh, he's got the front suspension. He's tagged. Who was he? So he's hit the back of Tusolo.
Mate, you broke way too hard now, about me.
Tusolo causing 2 crashes.
I mean, that's his own fault, honestly.
Yeah.
Frederick he should be, aware of that at all moments. This is really a rookie mistake, of course, while he's in Formula 3. So I guess these are the times you can learn from it, but it shouldn't happen. That.
Nicola Tusolo's rear suspension must be made of steel to not carbon fibre to take this many punches in the race. That's twice his rear left and rear right have been tagged in this Formula 3 sprint feature race. Green flag then.
It's a bit like that Aston Martin in Bahrain.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Carbon fiber's tougher than I thought then. So, out of the last corner, and away we go once again. Bortolano leads, Saucy's second, no DRS then after 2 laps. But I tell you what, Saucy's right with Bortolano down towards turn number 1. He's not going to let this one go. And Marty's having to go a little bit defensive against Smith, but all clean into turn 1.
Yeah, I think that was Solaf defending inside a little bit. As we can see down towards turn 3, this is also a very good overtaking opportunity, but I think they're all keeping it single file for now. No DRS just yet, of course, as well, and still colder tires for everyone after that safety car period.
And up into 15th goes Oliver Gray. Marty's up to 19th now. He's passed Smith and Hunter Yanni as well, so great restart for Marty, continuing to push up throughout the field as well. We did the same yesterday, of course. As we come through, Stewart saying Montoya and Maney will be investigated after the race. That was the contact he had on the opening lap that we never saw, actually. So it must have been lap 2 he made that contact.
Montoya and Mansell, that was, I think we did see that.
Well, and
I don't remember it though.
round the outside, Luke Browning passing Kyle Collette with a sweep back through at 9 and 10. Very nicely done, but Kyle Collette's going to try and come back at him. So is Johnny Edgar. 3 wide into turn 11. Edgar around the outside, and he's going to try at least to get through on Kyle Collette. Nobody makes the move.
Yeah, that moment with we saw that Montoya and Mansell under investigation. That was down to turn 11, of course. That's why Montoya is out of the race.
Shame for Montoya. Second yesterday in the sprint, was on course for a win before the last safety car restart procedure. Race ended, of course, yesterday behind the safety car. 4 of them in total. We've already had 1 today. 7 of 23 with 30:55 left on the clock. So we should plus 1 lap. So we should be okay as Taylor Barnard trying to look up the inside of Oliver Gray towards turn number 1. Not making any positions as Bortolano heads Saucy, Mini, Fortaroli, O'Sullivan, and fastest lap to Bortolano with 1:36.380. Marty's back up the inside, getting a pass. Nikita Bedrin now. So up to 17th.
Yeah. I think DRS will be enabled pretty soon. Was it this lap or next lap? I think it should be this lap, yeah. So Saucy doing a good job to stick within DRS. Is on board with Marty down towards turn 3.
I think he's slipstreamed this one. He hasn't pressed the button for the DRS. It's going to be a dive bomb, and straight up the inside he goes. Marty's on a mission.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job. Started from the back of the grid. He's up to 17th already now. So he's gained, I think, another 4 positions after the safety car restart.
Saucy's got the DRS on Bortoletto as well as they head down towards turn number 11. Marty's up to 16th position. He's passed Taylor Barnard. So Marty has made up 2 places on this lap alone as Beganovic down to 9th. Browning and Kyle Collette up 2 places, and Beganovic down to 10th. He's been passed by Johnny Edgar, so something's happened to Dino Beganovic as well that we haven't seen on the TV pictures just yet, losing so many places on the opening. Look at that.
Yeah, possibly got a little bit wide in turn 12 or something. Got a bit of gravel on his tires, so dropping down a little bit. We see the fastest lap changing over to everyone as we got a yellow flag in sector 1-3. That's going to be a crash in the final corner, isn't it?
Yep,
We've seen it before.
Yeah.
Oh!
Wisnicki in the barrier backwards at the last corner, and if he can get it going, he might avoid a safety car. The pit lane entrance is just there, but I think it's going to be another safety car, you know. If he can't get it going, well, we've got a little bit of time. So the race director will leave it as long as possible. Villa Gomez passing too slow. Oh, and hello. Villa Gomez and too slow have made contact. They've gone down the order. So we might have a safety car after all for another accident on the circuit. What is going on? Too slow back to 16th, Villa Gomez 19th. I think it was a transponder issue that was affecting them there. No safety car yet. He's still there. So we'll keep an eye out to see if that changes, and I'm expecting the full safety car to come out.
Yeah, if you can't get away from that position, it's 100% going to be a safety car because that's quite a scary place to be in. So they're coming towards the final sector now, so they need to make a decision right now to deploy safety car, or if he's going to be able to get away from that position.
He's not there. Safety
He's still
car.
there.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, he's gone away.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Well done. Oh, he's got a broken rear suspension on the right-hand
Yeah.
side. But well done. Putra Wisnicki getting it into the pit lane and avoiding a safety car. Well done from the race director as well, just to play it cool and wait until they were in that very last sector. So cool, calm heads, and that was what we like to see. The racing continues uninterrupted.
Yeah. There's some transponder issues going down there in the back. We saw the same cars like Werner Gomez and Zolov losing positions. This is what happened then down in the final corner from Wisnicki, I presume. We're just gonna miss
On
it.
the
Oh no, there it
grass.
goes. That's that's the grass on the entry.
Yeah, and he broke the rear suspension completely with hitting the Tech Pro barrier. That's at the exit of turn number 14. Oh. Unfortunately for Wisnicki. And this is more battles around the outside. Oh, and oh no, not again. Tusolo in another accident. And he still continued. I want Tusolo's car. It is honestly bulletproof. And they're not his fault. That's what's really annoying me today. Tusolo, none of these crashes that people are hitting him is his fault.
Yeah, it's a bit like Kvyat in Bahrain 2020, right? When he crashed into Grosjean and into Stroll, and I think both of them were not his fault either, but the Israelites just were following him around the circuit. So if he's still going, that's good news for him then. But
he's going to be investigated after the race. I think he's in. That's Roberto Ferrer in the pit lane for the PMH Racing by Charoux. So the Charoux Racing team rebranded this year as a Taylor Barnard up to 14th.
Yeah, final corner again. Saucy's still with the arrest, but he's losing a little bit through the corners, so he's still a little bit too far away. As in the back there we see, I think that's Browning down the inside of Aaron.
Keep going, Synth.
Yeah, he's made it stick then, and now the switchback. They both got the arrest, of course, so there's no advantage in that case. So Aaron, can he try and fight back? No, I don't think so. No. So single file towards turn 3. Here we can see the Prema fighting behind the high tech as into the pit lane.
Exiting. That's Ferrer. We're leaving with that. Just out with change. Yeah. So, I was having a sip of water. Sorry, I was feeling a bit sick. The dry air of the commentary box this early in the morning gets to you a little bit, especially when you're not feeling 100% still. The COVID after effects stay with you for a while, and they're starting to get to me a little bit now after 3 days of this night shift running. Either way, Kenny says, this is fun, minus me being behind on your stream by 2 minutes. Hello, no worries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I always have that issue as well, that this stream is faster than the actual TV pictures when I'm at home.
Well, hopefully you can sync up as well. One more with Bogdanovic now in towards turn number 11. Turns in now, hits the apex, and now we cut camera. So there you go, Kenny. You can sync up your pictures if you haven't already. Turn 9 is involving Boya and Tusolo, and Maney will be investigated after it's causing a collision. We'll have to bring you this in the weekend review then, all the updates from Formula 3, because I think the penalties are going to change some of the results, because some of them deserve it, some of them don't. It's a really weird situation we've got going on right now on the circuit. Lap 11 of 23.
Yeah, Saucy's still struggling in the corners. He's just dropping down just that gap around 7-8 tenths on the straight, which means he's a little bit too far to try and overtake him. He's getting closer down towards turn 9 though, but it's still a little bit too far. But maybe, he's got to hope for a mistake of Bortoleto, and otherwise he could drop out of the race. You can see 9 tenths now.
So, pushing through, Bortoleto then doing what he did in Bahrain. Let's have a calculate.
Come on, we have the pace, a bit more. Leave me alone, please, I know.
Just leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. So, down into the straight then. No manoeuvres so far through 9 and 10 this time around. Few of them thinking about it, but the DRS zone immediately after the run to T11 seems to be an interesting opportunity, as there's Wisnicki back in the pit lane, out of the race unfortunately, but he's done an absolutely stellar job not putting us behind the safety car. And that is Ferrer back in the pit lane Probably out of the race at this rate. The damage must be too much.
Yeah, again in the pit lane is yeah, a very bad day then for PHM. So 2 cars now out as well. And, this is the problem, I think, a little bit. They all have DRS, so there's not there any advantage in that case.
Yeah, because look, Saucy's managed to keep what was 9 tenths now down to 5 tenths with the DRS, so you can't break away. It's what you were saying about yesterday, since well, coming into the Formula 1 later. They're not going to be able to break away. We're going to be having some really interesting races. Jose Maria Marti taking advantage of a mistake by Christian Mansell to slip through for 12th position.
Yeah, the teammates battling out then a little bit. So in the back there are some battles, but up front they're keeping it single file because they're all just a little bit too far behind each other to overtake. But yeah, too close to pull away. So as we can see now, Saucy 7 tenths is a little bit the whole time. Oh, and it was gonna crash down towards
it's
turn
Ida Cohen.
3.
Ida Cohen off and to the wall. Now, has he kept the suspension? Has he kept the engine going, or is the suspension damaged? Are we going to require another safety car? Let's take a look what happened. So
It's going to be contact with one of the Van Amersfoort racing cars.
Oh, it's like safety car. So we're going to go behind the full SC once again. That's like Vettel and Kubica back in 2009.
Yeah, was that Villa Gomez? I think it may have been. And he just had a little bit of oversteer. So this is going to result in a penalty for Villa Gomez, I think, because there was a lot of room for him.
Oh, so safety car again then to bring out yet more cautions and yet more drama. Luckily, it shouldn't take that long. There's a crane just at the exit there. Oh, hello. That's his medical car going out, but not the usual medical car. It's the... I don't know why it's needed, considering that he's out of the... Hang on, 2 medical cars? What's happened? Why is the 2 medical cars gone out?
I think this is the only incident, right? So he's out of the car, and this is all fine. Was it a medical car? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a car who just decided to go around the track to check if there may be more bit damage on the track or something. I'm not sure.
So we've got the Mercedes medical car's gone out, and then a secondary medical car has gone out. The track safety, the track medical car at Albert Park, not the normal one.
Maybe just checking if there's more debris somewhere.
Yeah. And it stopped at the same part of the track.
Oh yeah.
Why was that scrambled then? Why do we need 2 cars out on the circuit? That's a real bizarre one. I've never seen 2 medical cars deployed, especially one that isn't the official FIA medical car. Bizarre that, as Kevin Frederick talks to the ART team, the ART team. And there's the 2 medical cars leaving the circuit. Bizarre that.
That's weird.
Yeah. Safety car out though, the Mercedes. Extra barrier just in case of an incident on the safety car like we had yesterday. I don't know. Yeah, well, usually they don't put them out, do they? It's, more cars to hit. There must have been something that had to be given to the marshals down there, maybe some instruction. And it had to be done via car. The radios had gone down. Really weird situation that. Lap 13.23, 19 minutes and 28 seconds to go, plus 1 lap. So we should be a-okay to keep under this procedure for now. And is this gonna help or hinder Bortoleto? Because Saucy was with him anyway.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think maybe there's a bigger chance for Bortoleto to get a bigger gap at their safety car restart if he's trying to catch Saucy out. But yeah, the gap was around the same constantly, so there was really no opportunity for Saucy to try and overtake. So that could only change now, maybe, or yeah, he's either gonna pull away more. I think at the moment Bortoleto manages to get Saucy outside of a second, he's gonna just fly away and get a very big gap. So it's either that's gonna happen or Saucy could be closer and try and attack for a lead very early on.
So we're still under the safety car as we move to the battle screen so I can sit down for a bit because I'm feeling a bit breathless. We can catch our breaths. Bortoleto then with the race lead, Saucy second, Mini third, Fornaroli fourth, O'Sullivan fifth. As the racing continues. Reminder, when this is concluded, I think we've got like a 90-minute break before Formula 2. That's not normal, is it? Since usually they're quite close together, the F3s and F2s, like about 20 minutes separation, but with the supercars race here, they've extended 90 minutes a gap either side, which is nice for me and you, but not nice for the drivers, I suppose. It's a different time for them to get used to.
Yeah, well, I was hoping it would be close together, so I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. But I've got an hour and a half to film now for myself. And here we can see the contact guns again. Yeah, this should definitely be a penalty for Villa-Gomez.
Yeah, 110%. Oh, such a hard hit, both sides. So maybe that's what deployed the medical light as well on these Formula 3 cars. If it was a nasty accident style as they come through.
I mean, that car should be quite easy to clear, I think. It's not,
it should be
I'm not too sure how far away that is from the correct point, but yeah.
We should be green shortly. I can't see why this will take any longer than it does. The car's going to be coming back in. Is everyone Bortoleto?
Something.
Which tire do I need to work on? Please give me this information. I just need this. Focus only on the front tire. The rear will let them cool down.
So that's a bit weird, isn't it? Bortoleto asking which tyre do I need to work on and just focus on the fronts, let the rears cool down. Yeah, because you don't want to overheat the rear tyres.
Yeah, and he didn't want any other information than that either, so he's gonna work on that then, Bortoleto. Yeah, it's easy to overheat those rear tires, but it's also maybe a little bit difficult to warm up the fronts, as we see. So a lot of weaving around this track. But that is all damaging the tires as well a little bit. As we're going to go for another lap, I suppose we could be racing again by lap 16 then.
I agree.
Is there some debris on the exit there?
I was just looking.
In the gravel
it's
track?
on the gravel, isn't it? Someone's gone wide and deposited a bit of winglets.
Maybe during this time the Marshall could have just run out of there and just took that piece away, but well.
They've got time. They've got loads of time, so do it. Go, go, go. 14 and 23.
So is that new? That sorry, yeah.
Go on, no, go on. You go.
Is it new that they deploy get DRS enabled after just only one lap?
I was confused because when the season started, they said it'd be activated after 2 complete laps for the third instead of 3 complete laps. So they've reversed it. So after one lap, it'll be activated on the second. So it is new for this year. They've reduced the time.
Yeah.
And it's the same for Formula 1 and Formula 2.
I haven't noticed it before in earlier weekends, so it may be only just this weekend. As we see, a time penalty has been deployed for Rafael Villa-Gomez, 10 seconds. Well, that was not really a surprise, was it?
Sadly not. That was so evident for causing a collision, unfortunately. Right, back on cameras now. Safety car is in this lap. So, we haven't completed many racing laps over the 43 that have been scheduled, which is 10 less than the Formula 1 race. It's actually a bit less than that, isn't it? 43 to 58. 15 laps less than the F1. Formula 2 will run 35-23, so they're 35-22, so they run 4 laps shorter than F1 in total. Grand Prix distance. If F1 adopted that strategy, the sprint races are actually a bit more entertaining.
Yeah, maybe it is indeed. He's gone already very early.
Oh wow!
Already before the exit of turn 12.
Caught me by surprise. Caught you as well, because that's unusual. Just as soon as the green flag came out, and he's going to tow them down the straight. Green flag once again here in Formula 3, and Bortoleto already having to go defensive down towards the first corner. Saucy thought about a move on the inside. Mini, Fornaroli, O'Sullivan, Browning are on. Colette, Boganovic, Edgar the top 10, and points paying positions at the moment. Down to T3.
No one going for a move. Down towards turn 1. Turn 3 is a bit easy to try and
Marty.
break Lake. We see some battles.
Oh, go left
Oh.
locks up. Marty's hanging around the outside. There's no contact between the two. Whoa, nearly. Goleth got a bit sideways there, but Marty is up into 11th position and closing down on points with Johnny Edgar. He started 30th and last.
That would be very incredible if he can manage to get himself into the points there.
Man,
As we see
Goleth's
more,
got a
is there a problem?
Yeah, Goleth's got a problem. I think he's got a puncture. So he's dropping down, as now we see a battle as well, because Taylor Barnard's right behind Jose Maria Marti in the same area of the track as well. Tommy Smith and Nikita Bedrin battling it out. As now we see Villa Gomez and Hunt. Yeah, there we go, the 20 of Oliver Gray passing Bedrin again, but yeah, there we go. Hubata passing Tusalo, and Tusalo repassing as well. 22 left in the race. And everyone now just getting a little bit messy down to into T3, and there is gravel. There is a debris in the gravel track 100% now. We're just seeing a better image of it.
So Olaf got back past Carship because he dived down the inside of turn 11. He just missed that part, so good move there, late braking. But now we're getting back onto the straight, and DRS will be enabled at the next point with the next DRS detection point, because of course this second DRS stone is still from the DRS detection point from before the final corner, so that's not going to be enabled just yet, but the first one will be down between turn 8 and 9.
Oliver Golet's into the pit lane, so he hasn't stopped on track luckily as well. He's got a puncture all right, so he's changed over the tyre. You're allowed to change to a similar aged tyre from your collection. And away they go. Now 9/10 of a second as Tusalo passes Severe Flourish. Bortoleto now over a second, crucially since, before the detection zone. So Saucy's not, I don't think, is going to have the DRS to close back in. This is big for Bortoleto.
Yeah, definitely, and like I said before, I think now is the chance for Bortoleto to absolutely pull away. Oh, it made maybe a little bit of a mistake there, because it's back down to 8/10 and 7/10. So it's getting a little bit closer. If you could get him outside of the DRS, I think he's able to pull away, but it may just be within the DRS now again.
Yep, and a side-by-side manoeuvres now trying around the outside. Paul Aron trying to have a go at Luke Browning into turn 11. And he's still having a battle, but it's not going to work out there. Just to talk to you, Kenny, for a second on the YouTube chat. Yeah, the lap counter's one behind. It's laps completed for some reason. We can't seem to get it on the lap it currently is, like in Formula 1. So it's laps completed, 17 out of 23, meaning we're on lap 18 now.
Fastest lap now as well goes to Saucy, so he's really pushing.
He's pulled it back.
Getting closer.
Pulled in a second. How's he done that then? It was 1 second back the back straight away. Now it's 6/10. He's got the DRS on the run into T3. Saucy's got the fast lap as well, that's right. 1:34.405 as you mentioned, Tim. So he's pulled in massively. Can Saucy take the win away from Bortoleto?
Yeah, well, it's going to be close, that's for sure. It's 5/10 now, but is he going to be closer than he was before the safety car? Because he's now getting back up to nearly 7/10 like it was before. So if that's the case, it's going to be the same story. But, well, he's got the fastest laps now, so he should be quicker as he gets DRS from this part of the track as well.
Down we go as well. DRS swinging open for so many people. Marty right on the back of Johnny Edgar for 10th position. He's got the DRS open. Will he make the move in towards turn 9 and 10? There's not the battle we're looking for. There he is. Marty around the outside. Wheel-to-wheel stuff. A brilliant manoeuvre. And he's taken it. Marty into 10th position. But now Edgar's going to have the DRS to attack back in towards turn 11. It's going to be 3 wide as here comes Mansell. Round the outside goes Johnny Edgar. Doesn't work out. Marty to 10th.
What an incredible job, Marty. And around the outside of turn 9, you don't often see that, but well, you can only see that in Formula 3, honestly, because in the other cars it's going to be too difficult and that could result in a crash. But in Formula 3, they just don't care and they just go for it. And you can see a replay of that move, and just an incredible battle between the two of them. Yeah, around the outside, enough room given, and it's a bit more dirty around the outside, offline, of course, but. Yeah, he's done a great job to make that stick as Mansell get past Edgar in the back for 11.
Mansell makes a move. So now we're seeing the battles continue on and everyone beginning to push. 0.6 of a second on lap 19.23. Let's hope we can stay green until the end of this race as well, and we're not going to get any funny business. And another safety car. We want this to go right to the end. It's getting quite good.
Colette, sorry.
Oh, he's with Paul Aron, who's just giving him enough room. Carl's going to try to go right round the outside. Can Colette collect a position into turn 9 and 10? They need to make contact. He's going to do the switchback. No, Paul Aron has got the better action into the braking zone. This is unbelievable. Formula 3 in Australia works amazingly well. Why have we never done it before?
Yeah, this is an incredible track for Formula 3. I mean, maybe one of the best ones for this series, because there's just so much going on, so much place to overtake, and so much drama. This is causing some great races, and it's just a very good track for Formula 3.
Really hoping I can say it's one of the best F1 races later on as well, if this DRS train is what we're going to see in the main Grand Prix. That's coming up in a couple of hours' time now, isn't it? 5 a.m. on air. That's 4 hours 15 minutes away from when we're on air for the Australian Grand Prix. There's the juniors to get through first though, and Formula 3 is kicking off our Sunday morning watch-alongs in perfect style. The race lead is getting close as well, since 3/10 between them now.
Yeah, a little closer, still too far to make a move, but if you can now try and stay behind him a little closer through these corners, you may be able to overtake him down towards turn 9 or turn 11, because we saw before that he was very close in turn 11. But it's not easy to just outbrake someone unless you're close enough, so let's hope he's going to be closer this time out.
Working hard or hardly working? DRS in play. They're working very hard, these guys out there today. Sophia Flörsch, by the way, up to 21st position. She's clawing away slightly back up the field. Great to see.
Colette again,
oh,
the
yeah.
outside.
Can he make a move? No, he's too far back. Sadly, I think he backed out of that one because Paul Aron was going to make a mistake, and he has done. That's going to let Kyle have a go into turn 11. Aron's got the DRS, but so's Colette into the braking zone. Dive bomb? No. Aron defends. Although Kyle Colette thought about it though, didn't he? And he's got a Prima sandwich because right behind him is Bogdanovic.
Yeah, he definitely is not able to do everything he wants to, because there's a car right behind him he needs to watch out for. Bogdanovic really seeing if he can try. I think maybe he was even defending the inside there a little bit as well. He's just really in between the two Primas, and not a lot of room for him there. As we can see, Saucy 7/10 again. I think that's again a little bit too far. 3 laps to go now.
Down towards turn number 1. Anyone going to make a move there? No, it'll have to be continued. 3 to go, as you say, as the racing continues. And look at that. Bortoletto's having to go defensive. Saucy's right with him now. He's not going to make a move into turn 3, but this is getting tense. Saucy can smell a race win. He wants the feature. Bortoletto took
he's
it
just
in
losing a bit.
Done.
Yeah, he's just losing a little bit too much through the corner, so he's constantly just too far to try and make something out of it on the DRS zones, and this train behind is incredible as well.
The racing then continuing as we continue down the back half of the circuit. Looking absolutely fantastic once again. Anyone going to make any DRS opportunities? Well, look at Saucy, 3/10, and Gabriel Mini and Forteroni battling together. This is going to be a very tasty end to this Formula 3 race. If anybody wants to be brave enough and send it on the inside for an overtake, they're all a bit too far back still since coming into the braking zones. They need to close up.
Yeah, I think Saucy lost around 2-3/10 in turn 9 and 10 that chicane, so that's just caused him to be a little bit too far behind him. We see him again dropping down to nearly 7/10, and that's just been happening every single lap. So he's just still too far to try and overtake him down towards turn 1.
So, Bortoletto's having to go defensive. He's weaving down the start-finish straight. Let's not just get tire temperatures, try and break the toe of the DRS, but doing that means he's losing more time, and Saucy's closing in on him. 6/10 of a second, the gap then between them. Now it's 5/10. Into the braking zone, it's 4.5 of a second. So Saucy's closing, waiting for an opportunity to pounce. That's Kyle Colette nearly getting taken out by Bogdanovic, who's trying to dive bomb the inside of turn 3.
That was close, yeah. Before he was trying to overtake a Prema, and now he's really under pressure by another Prema. Bogdanovic really trying to get past him and nearly breaking off his front wing now towards turn 3. And Saucy is losing time now to Bortoleto. 8 tenths is big. It was around 6 tenths every lap before around this point, so he's losing a little bit of time now to the race leader.
Yeah, everyone getting a bit too cautious then. They just want to make it to the end. Let's take a look. This is Beganovic with the DRS, and just caught so much in the braking zone. He had to go for it. He had to make a lunge.
Yeah, I don't think he intended it before the braking point, so he accidentally braked a bit too late and saw that he could nearly go for a move there. And that nearly results into contact as well. That was really close as well. So here we can see them now going towards the final corner. Fornaroli is so close behind Mini as well in the back. Lock up there by Fornaroli, I think as well. Yeah, so that could cost him a little bit, 4 or 5 tenths. Oh, it may be close enough. It's really close every lap.
Yeah, and Mini's having to go defensive. Last lap the call then of the F3 race here in Australia. A fantastic championship racing weekend we've had for Formula 3. Albert Park, Melbourne really is delivering why we remember it being such a fantastic racetrack from the late 90s, early 2000s. As now right on the outside as well, trying to go for a move as well. That's O'Sullivan trying to have a go, not working for the yellow flag. Oh, and I think it's Nikita Bedrin, yeah, stopped in sector 1. So what's that? I don't think they won't need a safety car. This ended under yellow flags unless it's a big one, but I don't think it is. I think he's going to the gravel maybe. Haven't seen it just
well, they're not
yet.
going to pass sector 1 anymore, of course, because it's the final lap of the race. Oh, and it's
turn 3.
Turn 1 maybe, turn 2.
Sorry, it's turn 2. Yeah, sorry, yeah. It's T2. And he's going backwards, and they won't throw the safety car for that, so we're going to have to stay green to the end because it's too much of a close race. Won't go through that sector again at racing speed, so may as well just keep it going. Saucy's 5 tenths back. He's not going to make a move. Bortoletto's going to have a second feature race win in a row, as there's more drama further back as well, having to go defensive. Round the outside, O'Sullivan now going for a move, and up the inside, Colette's having a tag, and there's a little tag between him and Beganovic, and I think it's going to puncture, yeah, and broken, 2 punctures, front and left rear for Kyle Collette and Paul Aron, as Gabriel Bortoletto comes out the last corner and wins the Formula 3 feature race here in Albert Park. Second for Saucy, Mini third, crossed the line with everyone coming through. Forto was Sullivan there too. Browning, Aron, Beganovic. Marty finishes 9th. Barnard in 10th. And then we get Mansell, Edgar, Smith, Gray, Barter, Collette 16th in the end. Hunter Yanni, Sophia Flush up to 18th, Villa Gomez, Garcia, and out of the race, too slow, Bedring, Goleth, Cohen, Farah, Wisnicki, Frederick, Colapinto, Boyer, Montoya. So many retirements in this race, 8 cars out, but Bortoletto wins.
Yeah, that's a big list of retirements. Very well done by Bortoletto. It got very close with Saucy towards the end as well. Beganovic still managed to finish in 8th with that broken front wing. Here's the crash we saw. Oh, it's all by himself as well from Nikita Bedrin, and crashing on the exit of turn 1. I think you could call this already turn 2. As we can see him smashing into the wall there. And yeah, very unfortunate for Collette because he's now outside the points, and somehow Beganovic is not with that broken front wing. Here you can see then the impact, quite a big impact as well.
This is
another
Beganovic.
PHN there.
It's going to be the lightest
you can
of
see
touches.
the incident.
Up the inside.
Oh, it's so late.
Oh, it's just a clip.
Oh, that's very unfortunate for Collette. An immediate puncture we can see.
Both sides.
And yeah, I think Beganovic could maybe even get a penalty for that, which would drop him outside the points and which give another place for Marty then.
You are right. So Marty might end up in 8th position at this rate. Let's hear it from the race winner.
And mate, so 3-1, well done, bravo Gabriel. Bravo! Bravo! Hey, that was a difficult one. Yes! That was mate!
Let's catch up with Harry Benjamin
the
and Alex
second win
Windle.
of the season for Gabriel Bortoletto, who more now stakes his claim for the title, putting himself in firm contention, extends his championship lead. Gregoire Saucy kept him honest all the way in that black and white ART Grand Prix car. The man in his second year of Formula 3, a bit more experience, and gets his best finishing results so far in his Formula 3 career. And just in front of Mini, who was a little bit further adrift.
Okay, mate, that's P3. P3. I think we cannot be sad. We did what we could. I think it was a good race.
Very calm up some. I'm going to go for Italian Minister of Defence from him because that was really impressive. Actually, the way he kept Fornaroli behind, I mean, he was dishing out the DRS like Santa Claus for most of that race.
He kept the entire rest of the top 10 behind him, essentially.
Yes, yeah, and provided drag reduction to more or less the whole field down to 15th, but managed to stay in third place. And as soon as he fell away from Saucy, I really thought he would struggle, but impressive driving without the benefit of those 4 DRS zones, of course. It's a decent amount of, I mean, pretty much everywhere they're in the straight line, they've got the DRS on. And that was very special stuff from Mini to keep hold of the podium position, as it was from Bortoleto, who was in a similar position, but only had Greg Saucy to deal with.
Well, the Brazilian racer stands tall, celebrates his second win of the season, and becomes one of the first winners of FIA Formula 3 around this Melbourne track in Albert Park, along with Zach O'Sullivan. Celebrates with the Trident team, the Brazilian, backed by Fernando Alonso, who I wonder if we'll see the Spanish F1 champion down there supporting his protege, because another one was Pepe Marti. How impressive was that from Pepe Marti? From 30th and last on the grid to 9th place, 2 points in the bag for Marti. Fantastic.
It looked like a 90s arcade game, didn't it? The first few corners from Pepe Marti. I mean, he was passing cars before we could work out who they were. such was the speed of him in the early laps. Very impressive stuff. And then never came to a grinding halt, just kept on making move after move after move. He was almost 8th, Marti, given the issue for Beganovic on the final lap. So very impressive drive indeed.
Can't help but feel a little bit sorry for Kaya Collet in that Beganovic tyre puncture situation on the final lap. It's another pointless race. He's only got the 1/3 position from the sprint race at the start of the year.
I do wonder if they'll have a look at that after the race, actually, because it was a little bit of contact from, front to rear contact from Beganovic, generating a puncture for Collet, which took him out of the points, essentially. So I wonder if that will... here we go. Turn 11 incident involving Beganovic and Collet will be investigated after the race.
Yeah, well, keep an eye on the FIA Formula 3 website and social media to see how all that unfolds. Great result as well, I want to point out. But Taylor Barnard, the young Brit from Norfolk in the UK, you're part of the world, Mr. Brundle, and he's also a bit of a protege of Nico Rosberg too, a karting prodigy. So good effort from Barnard to get him at that final point in only his second round of Formula 3 racing.
The Norfolk Australian split. That
well-known combo.
That well-known combo. No, it's Barter, isn't it? Who's the man, semi-Brit, semi-Australian. So yeah, some fine race car drivers come out of.
What are they talking about? They've lost
days.
it. They've lost it as we take a look at the race win again. So what did you make of that? The whole weekend then for F3 then, since I think for me it's been a success.
Yeah, definitely a success. I think this should be a standard thing for now for Australia. It's going to be difficult for us, but it's just delivered so well these races. Yeah, I think we may have seen some of the best races for Formula 3. It's just such a good track, and I think every race will deliver like this. It's just so much battles, and there's some crashes, and it just has everything.
Let's hear from the top 3 in the cool-down room.
That's mine. Mate, the whole race, huh? The whole race, man. Mate, you didn't do a little mistake, huh?
Did you saw my lap on T5 that I almost crashed?
Oh, I'll take up. What's cool?
I was also weak. I was struggling with
I saw that he was fucking. But I think you're touching me. Sorry. You were in the DRS zone, no? The whole race.
Not the laps. I don't get. Mate, Leonardo was killing me. What happened to him? Ah, look. Wait.
Oh, that's.
Oh no.
Oh, alone.
No,
Yeah,
probably had a
behind you,
puncher.
mate.
Ah.
My start was good. For the first time. Mate, it was a good lap for MP. No!
No.
Man, so God got to hit twice, man.
Together?
Yes. Hey, mate, he's not like that alone, huh? Unless you're in iRacing.
No, but mate, huh? Oh, my start.
Well, they were active. Can we hear the mics? No, they've gone away. They were active in the cool down room. Waiting for the podium ceremony then, and we'll hear the Australian national. Australian national? What am I on about with Gabriel Bortoletti? It's too early in the morning, Sims, isn't it? Let's have a break and then we'll go back for the next F2. So Gabriel Mini finishes third here down under in Australia. A fantastic race for him. In fact, the top three, Sims, were 1, 2, 3 on the grid. They didn't change.
Oh wow. Well, it felt like it changed the whole time, but yeah.
Gregoire Saucy second. Gabriel Bortoletti top. In fact, I think the top four were exactly the same as what we started.
Yeah. Fornaroli in fourth as well.
Here it is then, the Brazilian national anthem. Trophy then. Gabriel Bortoletti wins, gets the first place trophy. The team's constructors presented to Trident as well. And then we'll have second place for Gregoire Saucy. And Gabriel Mini takes third. It's been a crazy race. There's only one thing to do after you've had a weekend with Formula 3 down under. Drink. And with that, it's time. Champagne time! Well, what a race weekend we've had for Formula 3. The second round of the championship has been nothing but delight. They've broken the podium as well since already.
Yeah.
What did you make of that then? And the whole weekend, and looking ahead when we return after a long break as we go to Imola in the middle of May.
Yeah, Imola, a very good track as well for Formula 3. And when we just saw at the cool-down room, just a little bit of the highlights they show, it's just incredible how much separate incidents and stuff we've seen this race. So, yeah, it was a crazy race and a crazy weekend all along. And really, I can't wait for Imola. It's a lot different track, of course, compared to this. More difficult overtakings, but still a lot of gravel and grass around the outside of the track, which you've seen here as well. So I think Imola is a very good track for Formula 3 as well. But yeah, that's going to take a little while till we're back for that.
Middle of May, unfortunately. That's after, of course, because we don't race Formula 3 in Baku or Miami. So we have to wait a long, long time to return for Formula 3. No racing in April. Now, this is the only one we get. Month off before Imola. And then we head to Monaco. That's going to be something interesting. I'm scared about Formula 3 guys in Monaco. It's just going to be carnage. I can't wait.
I forgot about that. That's gonna be set for the first time at Formula 3.
Since first time since 2012, when they were banned because they kept crashing into each other.
Oh god, that could be chaotic. Well, we've seen with Freka as well that they can race around there with 30 cars. So, but it's still gonna be, just asking for chaos.
Full day then, full day here. Through the night continues as well. Because next up, in about an hour and 25 minutes, we will be going green for the Formula 2 feature race here. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Richie, hopefully, will join us for that. And Synth will be with us too. Josh T's going to hop back in the main box and just try and stay awake. I don't know if Omi's around watching. I don't know what you're doing, Synth, but are you going to get... What are you doing, stay awake?
Yeah, I will try and stay awake until the race.
Have some food, it helps, honestly. Go get a snack and some water. Well, thanks to you for your company this weekend, Synth, for F3. We'll see you in an hour for F2. But thanks to all of you at home as well. It hasn't been the easiest to stay up and watch Formula 3 as we're being so early. Dedicated fans as always. We'll see you when Formula 3 returns in Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. From Australia, though, Formula 3's delivering a classic. Let's come back next year. It's a great place for a race. We'll see you in Imola for Formula 3 when it returns. Bye-bye.